continuing on with our story from Flomaton earlier, I'm standing here now at what's known as Sizemore Creek Bridge. At least to anyone probably about 40 or older, that's what it's known as. 20-something years ago, they came through and built a new bridge and named it after County Commissioner Weldon Vickery, but a lot of locals still call it by the original name. It's a historic area where a lot of people go to swim and cool off on hot days like today where it's in the 90s. But yet there's a lot more to it than just the cooling off in the waters. This area was settled back in the early 18 teens. There was a Sizemore school that was here, believed to be west of here along the creek. And there was also a mill, and the school, according to Andy Waters' book, had a floor that was basically put together with pegs, and that nails were so rare in that era. It's an interesting little spot for a lot of reasons. The old bridge was a scene of several fatal wrecks, especially back in the 40s or so, when people would come along the road and in the middle of the night and just fall off the bridge with their car. The car would just come off the road. Several deaths resulted. My dad tells a story of how on the old bridge you'd have to wait for, if you saw someone on the bridge, you'd have to pull over and let them cross first. You wouldn't know that or even believe it if you looked at the bridge today with what's here. Although the news goes way back a long time on this bridge, the Standard Gauge, Bruton, Alabama, published May 14th, 1903, had a news update from Sizemore. It said, "You can hear the crack of the ox driver's whip, the merry gee and haw of the farm boy at the plow handles, the scream of the engine on the Sullivan and Alger Railroad, and hence it makes times lively. Bogan and Busby intend to put up a fine grist mill and gin this coming summer to run by the waters of Sizemore." Then the writer goes on to say, "Let me tell you, I went fishing the other day on the Sizemore and came across a rattlesnake some person had killed. It was about 7 feet long and 4 inches in diameter, head at least 3 inches, and fangs about 1.5 inches long. By and by, as the boys say, he was a whopper." So there's still a lot of rattlesnakes and moccasins in this area. So we'll move on to our next stop.